Good evening, viewer. What a warm way to welcome you to LNTV Weekend Review. 45 minutes of news that made headlines during the week. I'm Cecilia Clark anchoring tonight's edition. But before we go into the developments, let's take a short break to be right back. Please. Thanks for rejoining us. During the week, under review, Presidential Press Secretary Sulu Kebe has termed as false media reports that the government of Liberia has invited Prophet Shepherd Misala to pray for Liberia. Prophet Shepherd Misala is a Zambian-born prophet. He made the disclosure in an ELBC interview.
Well, that is far from the truth. At no time has this government invited the Zambian pastor or prelate. For me, as an individual, if someone thinks I need prayer because I'm a Christian, they want to pray for me, I will welcome that them praying for me. But if I didn't send for you and people say I've been sent for, that's not the case. At no time has the government sent for any pastor to come and pray for them. If that particular pastor feels that Liberia needs prayer and you want to pray for Liberia, he can do that, but he was never sent for. No, I read that story online and I just saw it as one of those stories that people just post anything about and say this and that. Because there came a time where they said the president and other race going to the ICC, they started quoting head of the ICC. I contacted her and he said at no time did they say this president was being indicted or would be indicted for anything. But actually, they took a story from Congo and they attributed it to this government. So it's far from the truth.
Series of drastic measures have been put in place to reduce the increasing wave of illicit mining activities in Liberia. Addressing a news conference in Monrovia, Mines and Energy Minister Jesla Murray announced that the immediate ban on the dredges mining of gold and diamond across Liberia
has commenced a rigorous exercise aimed at fixing and formalizing the artisanal small-scale mining subsector, ASM subsector for short. A roadmap has been developed which will require the collective efforts of the local government, law enforcement authorities, and the private citizens. Towards this end, the following decisions have been taken. 1. With immediate effect, the use of dredges on all of our water bodies within our borders for mining of gold and diamonds is hereby banned. 2. A training program for mining agents and mineral inspectors has been approved and is now being rolled out. 3. The institution of a training in smart mining techniques for local miners has commenced around the national parks and protected areas. This will be replicated across Liberia for the purpose of land reclamation. 4. A moratorium on the issuance of new Class C mining licenses will be instituted shortly. 5.
The standard bearer and political leader of the Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Boyka, has called for total reconciliation amongst partisans of the Unity Party. Ambassador Boyka made the call Monday in Monrovia.
I wish to announce that I have personally forgiven all who, by design or omission, have offended me and ask them to do the same. I hold no malice toward any partisan. I also appeal to all partisans, home and abroad, to do the same and initiate true reconciliation at all levels of the party. To the rank and file of the party, I further ask that you accept the ruling of the National Election Commission regarding the expelled members, and I direct the legal team of the party to resolve any and all outstanding legal issues. Fellow partisans, these are extraordinary times and that require extraordinary actions and measures. In this connection, I propose the convening very soon of an extraordinary convention of the party to deliberate urgent matters and take appropriate actions to set an irreversible path of reconciliation and rejuvenation of the party. We must turn a new page and initiate meaningful and pragmatic reforms in the party to become more robust, effective, and efficient in responding to our new political reality and the needs and aspirations of the Liberian people.
During the week under review, Deputy Finance Minister Samoa Wolokoli stressed the need to provide quality education and jobs for Liberian youths. He said the CDC-led government attaches serious attention to youth development in the country as enshrined in the pro-poor agenda. Minister Wolokoli spoke Tuesday at the 50th National Youth Day celebration in Painesville.
In this government development manifesto known as the Pro-Poor Agenda for Prosperity and Development, there are many programs and undertakings that are geared towards the upward mobility of youth and students in our country. In our CDC-led government, the youth are important demography that will never be forgotten or treated any less. The youth today are visionaries and are leaders of tomorrow. Therefore, we must provide an appropriate atmosphere and conditions for their well-being. The youth must have access to adequate and affordable education. The youth must have access to equal justice. The youth who are bound to be the future leaders of our country must have access to quality jobs. These are obligations that the CDC-led government will fulfill without prejudice. It has to be an all-hands-on-deck approach, and with that spirit of oneness and love of the country, I am positively optimistic that Liberia will rise as a nation of social cohesion, economic prosperity, and political stability.
Youth and Sports Minister Zioga Wilson used the occasion to launch and present the National Youth Policy to President George Manawia.
The Honorable Minister of State, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to launch the National Youth Policy and Action Plan. At this time, I would ask the Honorable Minister Nathaniel Gill, please come forward as we present a copy of this to him for all to the President. But just know that we will also have to read this and bring you the official copy once the printing are done by our partners. Mr. Minister, it is my distinguished honor to present to you a copy of the National Youth Policy Action Plan document for all representations of the Excellency Dr. George Manawia, who have been the champion of young people in this country. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Well, receiving the document on behalf of the President, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Nathaniel McGill, assured the youth of fully implementing the policies.
On behalf of the President, first of all, let us thank a special happy Youth Independence Day to Mr. Minister, let me show you, young President, that this new policy document that has been crafted, I know so long to do it, that the cabinet will receive it, and all activities and actions that have been outlined in this action plan will be fully implemented. Thank you and God bless you.
Good news for the people of Nuclear Town as Phase 2 of the Popo Beach Housing Unit project is expected to begin. The Executive Director of the Liberian Agency for Community Empowerment, Kwewuyeke, and 69 additional housing units will be constructed in Popo Beach. He spoke Tuesday in an ELBC interview.
So now the president's vision is to see how he can make the whole Southern area like a city. So this time around, we are going to build 69 additional houses. So that's going to be for the second phase.
Popo Beach.
Yeah, Popo Beach. So we're going to start from where we did the first 50, and then we're going to roll that over to the Atlantic Ocean. So we got 69 additional units, and then we have other residents there. They are of a concrete kind of structure. So we're going to be renovating around 25 homes, excluding the 69 houses that are going to be built. The president also intends to build a kind of shop or stores along the Atlantic Ocean. You know, those live around Popo Beach. They are involved in fishing, different kind of activities that they keep themselves off with. So we try to build a kind of structure that's going to be modern for them that they can use to sell their kind of product to our people. So we got like around 40 shops or stores that are going to be along the ocean. And then in that project, we also going to be doing landscaping. And then we're going to work on the drainage facility. You know, they got a coast guard base between Popo Beach and then so we're going to do the drainage facility and do some pavement in there.
Meanwhile, the Lace boss Kwewuyeke has also been providing updates on the ongoing construction of housing units in Grand Crew County.
That's going to be the famous Southtown project, and then the president intends to sleep in his hometown in Southtown. And then Lace have been working 24/7 on that, and then we are like probably 99% completed the project in Southtown, Grand Crew County. So we will be expecting the president there in a town for a country tour, and then I think we have. The 1% we have is just like painting. The reason we have not painted those structure is like we don't want to paint them during the rain, and then before dedication we go and repaint, but they are all being well washed. So by the first week in December, we're going to paint them to give it another kind of facelift. But based on the country tour, Southtown going to be the major one the president want to see them.
How many units are in Southtown?
We have 282 units. In Grand Crew County, it's not Southtown alone. We are also
in the entire county.
Yeah, we're also bidding in Grand Stairs, Barkerville, and then different towns and villages in Grand Crew County. But Southtown alone.
Well, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, in collaboration with Mercy Call, is expected to shortly roll out the National Youth Series and the Youth On-Job Training programs. According to Youth and Sports Minister Zioga Wilson, the government of Liberia and Mercy Call recently signed a $5 million United States grant. He made the disclosure Wednesday in an ELBC interview.
Now that through the French government initiative, Mercy Corps is implementing some programs through the funding from the French government as a result of the meeting our president and President Macron held last April.
Okay.
So 2 of our programs will be benefiting from the grant, which is $5 million. Our National Youth Service program will be one of those, and our Youth on the Job Training, YOJT, is another program that will be benefiting from this. And just to stress on YOJT, because YOJT is basically designed for illiterate and semi-illiterate youth, semi-illiterate youth, we put them with what we call master trainer assigned them to a specific trade shop, be it auto mechanic, car,
So trade basically.
Trade basically, and where they stay there for probably close to a year, get the hands-on approach. We provide them transportation, we'll provide them transportation allow, and when they graduate, get them toolkits to be able to, continue on their own is another way of building the capacity of our less fortunate youth as well.
Now, have this grant been signed yet?
Yes, by the government. The government have signed, the Ministry of Finance and Mercy Corps have signed the grant. Now, the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Mercy Corps will be signing our part of that agreement probably next 1 week or two. They send me a draft MOU. I've made my import and I send it back to them. I'm waiting for them to get back to me, and then we'll do the official signing, and then the program will kick off.
Meanwhile, Youth and Sports Minister Zioga Wilson says this year's county meet will see the reintroduction of basketball and track and field.
Because this year county meet, we're going to include basketball as well. You know that I've been on this show and I get grilled by basketball folks that are leaving basketball out. This year basketball will be included as well as track and field. I want to extend thanks and appreciation to Calvin Soko. He used to be our coach, a former national track and field player as well. He's in the United States. He and his team in the States have decided to support the track and field aspect of this year county meet. So we have all 15 counties in the county meet as well participating in track and field. So we are appealing.
So now it's football,
kickball, basketball, and track and field. Yes. So we are appealing to all the counties to support, and I want to thank Metal Steel. We wrote them, and they have decided to contribute initially through that social corporate responsibility, the amount of $2,596 to Bond County, Grand Bassa, and Nima counties. We are very, very appreciative. We hope they can do more, but at least there is the beginning, and we hope other businesses can also do that. Especially in Monserrato. I was with the superintendent the other day at the ATS. And she was telling me the challenges she faced. Thinking about Monserrato, all the big businesses here, that the county team will be challenged. I'm just appealing to them. This is a national issue. It's a national problem. The county, is unifying. It brings us together. Let's try and support it. I've also reached out to diaspora Liberian organizations.
In order to improve the electricity sector of the country, the newly established Liberian Electricity Regulatory Commission has embarked on a series of reform programs, with the latest being the holding of a one-day stakeholders validation workshop on the draft regulatory framework. Addressing the opening of the workshop Wednesday in Monrovia, Mines and Energy Minister Jeslo Mori noted that the regulation of the energy sector is crucial to the development of Liberia.
It is good to mention that the regulation of the energy sector is essential for efficient operations. Henceforth, these summary points clearly outlined by my personal emotions, as well as rolled out the regulatory processes of the sector. It will not be enough to finalize the regulations and allow them to gather dust on the shelves. I will encourage the LERC to ensure the fullest and judicious application of the regulations. The electricity sector of Liberia is at a critical crossroads, needing rejuvenation in order to create an open environment towards accelerating the growth of the economy. Besides my personal commitments, I also call on my compatriots, the good people of Liberia, as well as the private sector in our development.
LERC's board chairman Aloysius Talu said the new plans will help to positively drive the electricity sector.
The plan will serve as a basis for an orderly approval of power sector projects in Liberia. Additionally, we will soon complete Liberian electricity grid code, which will ensure a safe operation of the national electricity grid network. Honorable Minister, we are fully aware of the enormity of the tax and are fully prepared to play our part in this process of transformation of the sector through transparent and effective regulation. We recognize that we cannot do this alone. We will require supportive government policy, effective political direction, as well as buy-in of all the people of Liberia. Also, the continued assistance from our development partners remains critical to the success of the regulatory electricity sector. We need the support of the government of Liberia, and particularly the Ministry of Mines and Energy, in the specific areas of implementing policies that will implement the unbundling of the electricity sector as envisaged in the law. Without full unbundling of the sector, it will be difficult to achieve the sector goals. Honorable Minister.
Well, viewers, if you just joined us, it's a reminder you are watching LNTV Week in Review, 45 minutes of major happenings during the week. I'm Cecilia Clark anchoring tonight's edition. Let's take a short break to be right back. Don't go away. Thanks for rejoining us. Let's take more developments. Liberia's first state-of-the-art pathology laboratory has been dedicated at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital in Senegal. The new health facility is a major contribution to the country's healthcare system. Our reporter Zokwe Beslo Konen attended the opening ceremony and now reports.
The inauguration of Liberia's first state-of-the-art pathology laboratory at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center is no doubt a major boost to the country's struggling healthcare system. Outbeat about the new facility, John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital General Administrator Dr. Jerry Brown said the new pathology lab is indeed a boost for the country as it would aid physicians in providing quality health services to patients.
They meet the medical need, the medical needs of clinical care for the people of Liberia will save as many lives as possible. As many lives as possible. As I look into the future, I'm looking forward to the time we have a mammary grant.
Global Women's Health of the Mount Sinai Hospital Director, Dr. Anne-Marie Bedo, said the new lab would also put Liberia on the top as a modern state-of-the-art lab in the sub-region. Madam Bedo also highlighted several partners who helped in making the pathology laboratory project in Liberia a reality.
It is my honor to stand here before you to present a group of collaborators who have worked tirelessly to make this new pathology lab one of the most modern and sophisticated labs in the sub-region, not just in Liberia, but in the sub-region. I'd like to thank the American Cancer Society, the American Society of Clinical Pathology, ASCP, led by Dr. Dan Milner, who unfortunately is not here but is very well represented.
At the same time, one of Liberia's pathologists, Dr. Zupon Pate, expressed delight for the lab and said it would enable him perform and practice all of what he has learned as a pathologist over the years.
This is going to be used to help all those who have problems with having tissue diagnosis, so that we work directly with their clinicians, which is their doctors, and then make the diagnosis for them and also follow up and monitor their treatment. So this is going to help to stop the long train of migration outside of Liberia to have diagnosis being made, especially when the case become very difficult and complex.
The pathology laboratory project is worth over $250,000 United States dollars and was funded by the Global Women's Health of the Mount Sinai Hospital in collaboration with the management of the John F. Kennedy Medical Center. Reporting for LNTV News, my name is Zokwe Beslow Conan.
Zokwe Beslow Conan with that splendid report. During the week under review, Press Union of Liberia President Charles Coffey says his administration has been able to decentralize activities of the union. He stated that the approach has been working with donors to create programs to improve the practice of journalism. He made the disclosure in an ELBC interview.
We have 3 different programs that we are running with the donors. It's the Allied program to track attacks against journalists. And normally we document that. We have the National Media Council that bring cases to. So we have moved from that mere condemnation. You don't investigate, you just make a statement. That perception that government is always enemies to the media. We try to bring new dynamism into the process. All of the projects and programs are put into place, especially the decentralization. If you hear people saying, when I went to the other county, they endorsed me. These are the people we are talking about. We need to establish the union on the ground, not just to go and have program, but like the membership. They should have a membership committee on the ground. They should have offices. We have coordinators across the country. When they are attacked, they first probe into that before coming to Monrovia. The awards we did, every county, we started with the radio stations. Every county that had community radio station, you have one radio station winning as the best community radio station of that county. So the media landscape is growing, and the journalistic profession is a noble profession. I'm saying that I have unfinished matter.
What are those unfinished matters?
Right now, I want
Carter Center, in collaboration with the Liberia Institute of Public Administration, LIPA, has ended setting up a curriculum for on-war instruction for a course on access to information. Anthony Sayen Dixon, head of programs at Carter Center, stated that it is important for all government agencies to have information specialists trained by LIPA in access to information. He made the disclosure in an ELBC interview.
The law obligates entity that falls under the scope of the law. That is all public institutions, private institutions receiving funding, private institutions performing a public function. The law compels this institution to have what they call public information officer or a designated information officer. So just imagine that wide scope of entities that should have of people who are skilled in dealing with these kinds of requests from the public. So it's a whole wide opening. So to have an effective desk in your entity that will deal with requests from the public, deal with requests from the public to provide information, you need someone who's a specialist in that area, and not just anybody, because there's timeline to delivering information. There's other responsibilities in terms of how you can effectively ensure that the procedures are followed. So you need people who will have the kind of training from LIPA to sit in the office to run these kinds of functions.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Director General for Training at LIPA, Amara Kamara, has been speaking about the historicity of the course and how the course will benefit the government workforce.
So around April 8, 2019, we actually signed an MOU with the Carter Center with support from the European Union to see how best we can introduce this freedom of information into our regular, training courses. So to initiate that, we commenced that Carter Center providing us the technical support initially, and by that we provided some number of facilitators, and they also brought in some experts from various sectors that work along with our team to see how best we can be guided in presentation of the FOI. So we've had actually 2 diploma classes and that of 2 certificates. This morning was the formal graduation of the last 2. FOI in the mind of LIPA is so significant in that freedom of information, we believe it is a fundamental right of everybody. So LIPA being
at the same time, a beneficiary of the Freedom of Information training, Anthony Vaughan, has been providing an insight as to the training in access to information.
Daniel, the training offered very great opportunity. It's a great eye-opener going beyond the surface and digging deep into what the FOI is. We talked about it, but we did not have the details. Now, I did not even know that anybody can walk into a public entity and ask for information. Anybody. I did not know that private institutions receiving public money and performing public functions are also under obligation to provide information to anybody who walks in and asks for information. Now I know that anybody can walk into an institution and ask questions about information, request information that they want, because that's guaranteed.
Also, during the week under review, President of Liberia Vice Presidential candidate Women Boyce stressed the need for a dignified media to enhance ethical journalism. Speaking Thursday in an LNTV interview, journalist women vowed to attach care and support to the welfare of media practitioners if elected.
We have an agreement that has been signed, the collective bargaining agreement. Those very media managers who are also crafters sat and agreed that we should do this. If our reporters work hard, they should earn the money that is worth that work they do. But even at the national level, we got good laws, but the issue is the implementation of the laws. We want to continue to engage our media managers. It is not by force, because the people as a body does not even have that mantle of regulation. We're also pushing to be a part of the regulatory body to provide accreditation, to recommend for license to media houses, because you only operate at the end of the day when an institution does anything wrong, you condemn. We want to go beyond condemnation and be able to take measures that will refrain people from those ethical transgressions. Because
at the same time, Women Boyce is calling for a robust press union to curtail ethical transgressions in the media. Well, to this one now, an organization comprising of visually impaired persons have embarked on training their friends how to make wooden chairs and soap making. The group is under the banner Concerned Disabled Foundation of Liberia. The vice president of the Concerned Disabled Foundation is April Webb.
The vision of the Disabled Foundation of Liberia, we deem it necessary to organize this institution because sometimes it's so sad to see disabled people vulnerable on the street day to day, 24 hours they are begging, and there's no job for them. So as of this we decided to organize this institution to empower ourselves to reduce the begging situation in Liberia. What we really need for now as a support, we don't want to go by into renting, leasing a place. It causes all challenges for us. So President now, Umbrella, gave us space to all willingly. You get me? So we want to build a 5-room house on our land. And we can use some part of that room for warehouse and open little bar space where we can treat.
Meanwhile, the president of the Concerned Disabled Foundation of Liberia, Chokom Maxey, says the organization is looking forward to expanding and creating opportunity for them to make their own business.
So what we do, we try to organize ourselves. Almost 2 years ago, we organized ourselves and we try to train our police. Like soap making process and which a wooden chair. I learned how to face soap before, and also I learned how to face some wooden chair before.
Sorry, I'd like to ask, were you blind before you learn it?
No, our person with disability and try to learn this project, this job. This we were working right to Tino Village where we have a shop. We have furniture handmade by the blind on Ravi Highway. So that's what the place where I started learning how to fit wheelchair. On and on, and also my colleagues, we all were there. I think we were probably about the first when we started the project. We were 9, but unfortunately now it grow. Now what we were having people request for their area and we give it back to them, but still we have an area, small area where we fix our own wheelchair and I was still making project we carry on. I've been here before.
Tell me, what is the current membership of the organization?
Yeah, we added the number. We got 30. We got 69 number, but the actually active member we have now is 38.
3 security administrators are calling for a depoliticized respect and support for national security forces. The 3 senior securities include LIS Deputy Commissioner Asatuba Kenneth, NBC Director General Gregory Coleman, and Defense Minister Daniel Ziankan. They spoke Thursday at a security sector dialogue at the Kofi Annan Institute for Conflict Transformation in Monrovia.
The security sector needs to be depoliticized from top to bottom. Some of the officers are more politicians than security personnel. Low self-esteem is another challenge. Some officers fall for anything, thus creating problems for the institution. The lack of security and institutional memory to continue to build on the established policies that have been developed. Power greed is another challenge. Internal wrangling, inability to govern well. Some of the administrators lack administrative orientation.
If you sit down and try to break down the police patrolman's salary, you will understand the tremendous sacrifices these people make day by day. There's no way you can even comprehend how he even survives on that amount. Yet still, he gets up every morning and comes to make the sacrifice to provide some form of protection. So when we come out there to express grievances in the form of protest, please remember that it is not those who you are angry with that you're coming to face. It's just people who are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that law and order exists.
The minister, or you should be calling the police director. You should not be calling a policeman that you think he's on a tactical operation to you, and of course, he will just go by anything. Who could answer for that? And as the justice minister, this is why I said we have to be careful about how we look at the strategic oversight and the administrative oversight. Having a strategic oversight does not mean that you have an administrative oversight. And they are there, like Mitchell said, I don't want to go through it, but they are there to call us to answer about our plans or our whole mission for the year, for the fiscal year. What are we going to do? Are we going to build new barracks? Are we going to recruit new police force? These are the things, and of course, if we fall short of those things, they can call us and say, look, you know what? You are not performing.
Also during the week under review, President George Manawia broke ground for the construction of a 1,200 milliliter diameter raw water transmission pipeline to transport water from the Mount Coffee Hydro Power Plant to the water treatment plant in White Plains. The pipeline construction project is valued at 80 million United States dollars and funded by the Millennium Challenge account through the Millennium Challenge Corporation. Speaking at a groundbreaking ceremony on Friday, the President lauded the United States and other partners for their assistance in improving Liberia's electricity and water sector.
I would like to thank
all our development partners, especially the World Bank, the African Development Bank, and the European Union for their contributions in the waters and sanitation sector. On behalf of the government and people of Liberia, I would like to express our profound gratitude to the government and people of the United States of America for the immense contributions and support that they have given to our electricity and water sectors through the Millennium Challenge Corporation. I want to recognize the presence at these ceremonies of the Vice President of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, Mr. Anthony Washaw. I'm made to understand that this is your first visit to Liberia. Let me extend to you a warm welcome. I hope that you take time from your busy schedule to enjoy the beautiful beaches of Monrovia and some of our delicious Liberian food. Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said that water is life. I would say safe drinking water is long life.
United States Ambassador Christy Elder has disclosed that the U.S. government is funding one of the pipe projects at the Mount Coffee plant to address the crucial need for water in Liberia. Ambassador Elliott said the accessibility of water for the residents of Monrovia is crucial to the human well-being and the economic development of the country.
So the new pipe will also, as importantly, remove salt water from entering the city system. So today we really are proud to launch the construction, beginning of this last piece of the Mount Coffee Rehabilitation Project. So with thanks to the solidarity that the American people share with Liberia, we have provided this grant of $18 million to fund the new expanded pipe to carry much more water to this plant for the treatment that it needs before delivered to the over 1 million people living in Monrovia. Because we all know water is life. So access to this water is
Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation Managing Director Dwana Kamara says the groundbreaking for the construction of an 18 million United States dollars raw water pipeline will help solve the water problems faced by the people in Monrovia. Mr. Kamara said the completion of the project will bring to an end saltwater intrusion into the White Plains water treatment plant, thus giving Liberians safe drinking water. He spoke Friday at a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of an 18 million United States dollars raw water pipeline.
This occasion is a demonstration of government commitment to provide reliable, safe drinking water to the people of Monrovia. We are deeply grateful for the strong support of the United States government and relevant agencies for this project. The government of the United States of America, acting through the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, and the government of Liberia, entered into a Millennium Challenge compact to help facilitate poverty reduction through economic growth in Liberia.
Well, viewers, on that note, this is how we draw the curtains on tonight's edition of Weekend Review. A repeat of this program can be watched on tomorrow, Sunday. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Cecilia Clark. I anchored. Good night from Painesville. Thanks for watching.